we set our people up so that we do not have to have people doing crazy things for love?
Some days you want to pack your things and leave. Do you understand? And some days you just be like,
I want to pack these things and get him in the car. I could do that all by myself. Not a feeling. Is it feelings kwa movie? Is it mavitu mnonaga? Unaona kaka ending? Inaishanga hapo.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. We are the Mode from Mama. Yes. Crazy things we do for love. Listen, y'all. What is the craziest thing that you have ever done for love?
Craziest thing I have done for love. Stay late from school and not get home until maybe a day after. So let me tell you my interesting story. See, I ended up finishing school in Shags. So the first time I was allowed to come home alone, it's now I'm a big girl. And all they're so used to taking the bus. Then we're waiting for buses. We're all the way up in Lunjeland, right? And they're like, oh, the buses from Kisumu are not, they've all jarred. We came from school late. So we took a bus all the way to Kakamega to take a bus back to Nairobi. So that by the time we were reaching Nai, it was like midnight. I had to be part of the clique. And of course, the cutest boy was in the clique. And cute people don't just jump on the first bus to Nai. You chill and you wait. Yeah, so I ended up late, ended up staying in the bus. I think my parents thought I was dead somewhere in a ditch. There were no cell phones. There was no coming.
There were no cell phones. I don't know.
And then who had a cell phone in high school? So it was until I got home the next day that,
But how about people who change completely?
So I've seen this, and I think it's actually a sad thing, and we're talking about a negative change, right?
Yes.
Because there's those people who once they get into a relationship, they're gone. Who is Velma? Who is Velma? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who go through that, and then especially if you're dating a narcissist. And I think the hardest thing about dating a narcissist is you do not know you're dating one until they are gone. Once they're gone, and you're like, what was that? What was I doing? So that's the kind of person who pulls you away from your family. They pull you away from your friends. Okay, the same clothes you're wearing are not cute anymore. I mean, I dated this guy in college who, he's the one who run and buy you a pair of jeans. Then, I mean, God forbid someone looks at you wearing them and he's just like, oh, usivae hizo jeans tena. And I'm like, bro, first of all, because the way I was, honey, you you can have these ones back and I'll go buy my own. It's not that serious. But
controlling.
Do that right. They want to control every aspect of your life. But are we having a relationship or are you being a dictator? Because how could you me and my whole country?
And that's true. Like you said, you don't realize it when it is happening to you because you're so into it. People your families don't see you anymore. Your friends that used to hang out with, they cannot see you anymore.
But that's what's important to educate our young women, because the problem I feel with our society is we start to educate us at 25, 26, but we're in relationships at 18, 19, and 20. There's these lessons that maybe society has for us, our moms, our aunts, our older sisters, our cousins, but they keep thinking at a certain point, right? Aren't you surprised now every time you realize how much sooner girls are doing things that you thought you were being naughty about?
Yes.
They're doing them younger and younger and younger. And we were exploring on our own because who are you going to tell? So if we're not letting these girls know that there are people like this, we're not letting these young boys know, because now, it's the females too. Okay, my poor son, there's girls out here now who are as controlling. Look at the young man, the young Asian man who committed suicide, right? The girl egged him on. She never had to touch him. But she took someone's son off a ledge and he lost life.
Yeah.
Simply for being in love. Okay, so it's up to us to tell these kids, listen, you're going to have these hormones, you're going to have these emotions, you're going to have these feelings, coupled with watching Izara or whatever you watched in your time in terms of soap opera. Right. But this is reality and this is the truth.
Right. And that's a challenge. That's a challenge we face, Africans or people who come from where we come from. Because, it is a cultural kind of a thing that, we don't talk about even such important issues. We don't talk about them.
No. Yeah. No, we're supposed, and that's what I always ask. Are we magically supposed to grow up and understand that this is what a woman does or this is what a man does? Are we supposed to just know? I feel a lot of what you have to do in a relationship, you're left to learn on your own with your person. So one, either you're lucky enough to be coupled up with a person whose family was open with them, or two, you both learn from society and your friends and learn from each other. Because we were teaching each other, for real. Yeah. No one really knew. It's like, everyone knows this, me, I know this, and then we exchange ideas. But can we set our people up so that we do not have to have people doing crazy things for love? Okay, so we don't have to fighting on social
to.
media and trying to beat each other up over a ninja that probably got 3-4 other chicks.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have our sons selling and using their school fees to just take a girl out for one night. Like, you're gonna compromise your whole life for some chick that you probably never see again because she's gonna be picked up by a Espanol. I mean, come on. We got better people.
And for me, especially when it comes to your coins, listen, changing jobs, you're gonna travel. You like, if you're here, you wanna move to a different state somewhere, just because.
That's one thing I see a lot with our diaspora youth, right? You come, you're alone, you're far from home. And even at home, as much as we have our traditions, which we've spoken about before, right? There's what you do, there's how you follow the system. And then there's the real world that's thrown at you, right? There's $1,500 worth of rent that can be cut down. $750.
Yes.
Father, it doesn't matter. Taught me, I have to survive. Yes. So then we have these young people follow each other, hopping from state to state. And then, as I feel as a traditional African woman, you always have to follow the man. But listen, honey, what if I am the one that's making better money? What if I am the one who's working a job where I can provide for us? Why should I be the one relocating? Why can't you relocate? Why can't you find me where I am? Okay. And is it worth it? Do you relocate for a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
No. And it has to be both ways. I wouldn't want anyone, even for him, to relocate, to come over if he doesn't have a plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
How about relocation where a girl is here and the guy is in Kenya?
Oh, no, honey. Listen, I'm not about. I have seen a grown woman, and by grown, I mean she's got like a nice 10, 15 years on me. Go home, meet a guy, he's so nice, he just, if he had the opportunity, bring him to America, wash, clean, dress this man, okay? When she would walk into a party, we're like, who that? You know, you can always smell fresh meat. But if I tell you today that man has a child by a Spanish woman who used to go down the street, this guy who barely speak English.
There you go.
Okay, has now been. He's lived now in apartments where he can he has the view to New York. And now, okay, he's not gonna settle for less. And to me, the most annoying part is he ended up with the chick down the street. Or not. That's who he got pregnant. Listen, I ain't about that. I'm not in the business of important boy child.
There you go. There you go. And who do you blame at that point? Who do you blame? Because even the guy wants a better life. The guy is trying to say, hey.
And it's true, because I used to wonder, right? Because his family was always so into her. And I'm like, nobody told you anything? But then again, maybe for them, he has their one child. America, I beg.
Do everything
to stop him.
And that's too, and that's too, remember, the things people do for makaratasi. Do you know what I mean? So that could be also one of the things that, you know what, let me just go.
It's funny. It's one of those things. When I first came in, I didn't understand the inappropriateness of it. I would talk to my friends and I'm like, so are you a citizen? And they would just look at me. But now I realize why people, they stay quiet. They just look at me. I'm not going to tell you about papers or not. What's the problem? What's the beef? And isn't that why it's easier to marry a foreigner? Because then we're not looking at that. Because if you meet a regular Black American guy, he's not going to ask you, do you have papers? I mean, unless his family is nobody cares. They're learning you because I've seen people go pretty far for papers.
Yes.
But so how about these people who then spend all their money? I mean, now you're my person and I love you so much. I'm gonna buy you this. Me, I'm working 2-3 jobs so you can rock Jordans. And me, I'm working 2-3 jobs so you can get the nicest new this for your ride. I mean,
it's foolishness, and it cannot even be sustained. You can't sustain that.
There's no prayer for that one.
You cannot sustain that. How are you gonna do that? You're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna be resentful, and at the end of the day, if he or she was staying because of that, in the long run, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, one thing I remember my mom always said, whatever you have, there's someone who has it better. I don't care if it's a physical attribute. I don't care if it's your brains. I don't care. Girl, if you're pretty, there's always someone prettier.
True.
Okay. If you got this gorgeous body, there's always going to be a better. And now, contact with surgery, honey, there's no competition. Just be you. Enjoy your roles and let someone love you the way you are. Okay. I think the lowest for me, the scariest for me is when I see people bring life into this world trying to maintain a relationship that wasn't even there to begin with. So either and now you're having kids because you think it'll keep him, okay? Or you're with somebody who told you, we're just friends with benefits, but you've decided, you know what, if I have a kid or two, sis, bro, please, come on. Look at the generation we're raising up. We're raising up people who we're going to raise with hurts. We're going to raise with regrets. You're going to have a child who's constantly going to hear you go through these emotions and think this is what relationships are, simply because you refuse to listen to the person that's standing in front of you telling you, I'm good. I'm not interested.
It's craziness.
Listen, this crazy in love notion is a movie notion. Love doesn't have time to be crazy, okay? If you're one of those who follows the Bible, love is patient, love is kind, love forgives all, blah, blah, blah. I know you know the spiel. But I'm just saying love is one of those long-term things. It's a doing word. It's not a feeling. It's not, oh my God, I'm in love. Because listen, honey, listen to this 2-time married woman. You're not gonna feel that love.
Some days you want to pack your things and leave. Do you understand? And some days you just be like,
I want to pack these things and get him in the car. I could do that all by myself. But this is where you're doing work.
There you go.
You have to wake up and purpose to love. You have to wake up and purpose and love the days that I know you, the day
right. That's right.
Not, the day you're not being treated the way you want to be treated, the way they're not looking, the way they first look. Girl, you still gonna wake up and have to purpose to love your person. It's an action. It's not a feeling. Is it feelings kwa movie? Is it mavitu mnonanga ending? Inaishanga hapo. Hapo. Is it zingine for the people who last? And
this is so true. Wisdom, my friend, my co-host. Okay. You're full of wisdom. Thank you.
It comes with the locks. There you go. So listen, Sarah, last word of advice about anybody who's been out there. Maybe they've been lost before and have done one of these crazy things for love. I mean, what direction would you give them at this point in life?
There's always a chance for you to get out of it.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing is permanent. Get out of that situation. Yes. Love yourself first.
Self-love. And sis, if you've been one of those girls that's gone crazy, you put a sledgehammer to somebody's car, you keyed up, and listen, everybody has their moment of crazy. You can come back from it. Just because this one ninja made you crazy, bro, sis, it don't mean that that's who you're meant to be. Pick yourself up. Remember who you are. Always uniquely you. And continue to subscribe to the Hot Afro Mamas. Oh, see you next time.